Ah, we already did that one. Sorry. All the time. One of these days I'll switch it over to Phineas and Ferb. We'll play Busted. Or EVIL BOIS. I know you think they're saints, but Mom, I'm here to tell. Those BOIS, they're just EVL. And so forth. It's a good song. That's a good show. It's interesting to me how, like, how good stuff for kids can be. I mean, we have this sort of sense that, like, oh, it's a kids movie, you know. Like, if there's a bad kids movie, you're like, it's for kids. They make tons and tons of bad movies for adults, and nobody writes it off like that. They're like, well, it's for kids. Like, you think about I don't have percentages on this, but I just think about the stuff that I encounter in my daily life. The amount of good stuff for kids vastly outnumbers the amount of good stuff for adults. As far as stories go, movies, there's less of it. You know, like there's fewer television shows targeted towards kids. There's fewer movies targeted towards fewer movies targeted towards children is the words I was trying to say. But the movies they have, generally, if they're like a big studio production, are pretty good. Because those studios know that they gotta make that money, right? Like, they know that that's a cash cow to bring in the kids. You know, so they have, you know, they pull out all the stops, you know. They try to make it as funny as they can, as quality as they can. It doesn't always, nothing's ever a sure thing with storytelling, right? But it seems to me that interesting that we cut slack to things that are for children, ostensibly, because we think they're dumber or just not like as developed. Like, we're adults, we have to have serious, like, thought-provoking, in-depth movies, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, we've grown up. We're past that Frozen crap. And yet, like, at least half the time, the kids' movies have a way more complex story. Not all the time. I mean, you have other movies, but if you're talking about blockbusters, right? Like a big tentpole, over $100 million type push movie. The kids' movies have more complexity in them. Usually. I find that interesting. Like, our adult big-time movies are kind of dumb, but, like, if you look at Frozen, there's quite a bit of stuff going on there. Intricate character interactions and sort of all these conflicting ideas. I mean, Elsa is essentially a villain, right? Like, she flips out and goes and, like, freezes everything. I mean, like, yeah. She says, the line in the song is, no right, no wrong, no rules for me. I've completely given up on this idea of morality, she says. I'm just gonna do what I feel like. And yet she she's a sympathetic character in that movie. Try finding that in most, again, big budget, you know, multi-million dollars adult movies. You won't find it, because kids are smart. The people who make content for it know it. And plus, you're going to end up watching those things over and over and over again, so those guys got to make that stuff good. You're not going to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 8 times. You will end up watching Frozen if you're a parent. 8 times, 9 times. Lego Movie, looking at you. You're the best. Everything is awesome! And we're back. Another successful day of moving boxes from one place to the other. And saw the Fast and Furious 7 trailer. That was pretty legitimate. Like, I'm on the fence right now if I liked the Fast and Furious 7 trailer better than I liked the Age of Ultron trailer. They're kind of two different animals. Like, one of them's a peacock, and the other one's like an ox. They're both really nice, though. It's like the ox is amazing, and the peacock's got all the colors. I don't know which one's which. I think the Fast 7 trailer is the ox. Yeah. Well, like, it was cool. You don't usually get to see, and that trailer did something very special where they showed basically an entire scene from the movie at the beginning of the trailer. Like, the first minute of the trailer is they jump out of the plane with their cars. Their cars have parachutes. They go and rescue somebody out of a big moving, I think it's a bus of some kind. Anyway, they rescue somebody out of the bus. Then the bus starts to fall, and the one guy jumps, and they get him, and that's the whole trailer. Not the whole trailer. I mean, they have more stuff. Like, they gave you a whole chunk of the movie, like, cut down into, like, a trailer-sized thing, but telling you the whole bit of that little bit of the story right there in the trailer. Now, some people complaining about, like, spoilers! I assume that this is very early in the movie. They're not going to show you the climactic scene of the movie, the whole thing in the trailer. I know people complain about, like, trailers spoiling things, but I will be surprised if that's the final sequence of the movie. But yeah, it was really interesting, and just kind of like, it was the right level, I feel like, of sort of they weren't heavy on the, oh, by the way, Paul Walker's dead thing. You know, it was a fun Fast 7 trailer. And then, you know, there was like little nods to the sort of like, hey, yeah, kind of sucks, he's not going to be here anymore. I think there's a line from Vin Diesel, one last ride, and, you know, it kind of pans over to him, but I mean, overall, like, it's just an awesome, like, that, I want to see that movie now. If I have any money left after November, because I want to see Nightcrawler, I want to see Interstellar, I want to see Big Hero 6, I want to see Penguins of Madagascar, of all things. And all those movies are coming out, like, right on top of each other. There's probably something else, too, I haven't even thought of. Oh, if Birdman ever gets to a theater that's within driving distance, it's not in, like, Louisiana, I will go see that. Get with the program, people. Bring my movies to me. I wish to consume them. I get jealous of people who live in, like, culture centers. You know, like LA or New York or even, like, Austin, Texas. Like, there ain't nothing here. There is no culture. We have the Redneck Christmas Parade. That is the height of our culture in Milton, Florida. That's all we get. It doesn't matter how much you want. Like, if you're like, oh no, I want to be into, like, artsy films and stuff, well, then you just wait, sir, or drive like 100 miles to see it. Those are your options. Get it on DVD or Blu-ray. How do you think they're going to start delivering? This is totally ramble at this point, but how do you think they're going to start delivering 4K movies? Because they've got 4K TVs. I assume there's some broadcasts happening in 4K. Boop. But it really seems like a very niche kind of a thing at this point. I'm very, I'm curious to see what the delivery mechanism is, because Blu-rays aren't 4K, right? They're like 1080, I think, at the top, which is basically what most movies are. We're past the cop now. I can turn the light back on. I saw one delivery service that was like a hard drive that you would hook up to your TV. It was like a whole player in one, which was weird to me. New media is always weird. I'll figure it out. Like, in 5 years, I'll be like, man, I was wondering what that was about. And then I'll be older. I'll be 34. Stop picking on my age. I don't want to think about it. Albert out.